Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back once again to Final Fantasy VI. Let's do Sabin's scenario. Let's turn down the sound in my ears because it's very loud. First things first. Let's see. Army sandals and the earring. And we want to speak to Shadow here to get him to join our party. Yeah, there's no items here, but I do want to talk to this traveling merchant who looks suspiciously like an Imperial soldier. Because he sells shurikens, so I need to buy... let's see... What can I sell? Definitely sell this. I think I just sell the 2 tents. Alright, so let's buy 2 more potions. Let's see. I'm glad I reset it and didn't waste those. Phoenix Downs. That was a little bit sloppy, but it's fine. Okay. So we're just gonna wander this way. If you're playing the game normally and want to utilize Gal but don't really want to put a whole lot of work into him, that stray cat enemy there is probably the best all-around rage you can get. Like, you can literally just put stray cat on Gal in every encounter and he'll do okay. He won't do as good as he can, but he'll do alright. We're gonna quick save here in case I forget to get a chest or something, which happens. So what Stray Cat is it's a physical attack that does 4 times the damage of Gal's physical attack. That's pretty good, especially if you put Bismarck on him, which I think Bismarck is +2 strength. Strength is a pretty good ability to upgrade due to the fact that it caps out a lot sooner than magic. But physical moves tend to be a lot weaker, so I mean, you know. Because they cap out sooner, they are, you know, they have a much lower ceiling. But Stray Cat's pretty good. You really can't go wrong with it. There are better choices at any particular point in the game for any particular fight, but like I said, Stray Cat's a nice all-round choice that you can pick up that will last it'll be good the entire game. Truthfully, that's not using Gao to his full potential, but again, it depends on how much effort you want to put into the stuff on the Veldt, because the stuff on the Veldt can be very tedious at the best of times. Okay, so let's quick save here because I want to try and get the black belt this particular enemy can drop a a relic called the Black Belt. And it doesn't have a 100% drop chance, but it has a very high chance to drop, so you're more likely to get it than you are to not. So, but I do want to get it. It's not particularly useful, but having it it's decently good. So I'm going to hit this. Okay, star pin it. So if you hit it, you don't have to get into a battle. If you kick it, they force you into a battle with 3 Dobermans, which are an enemy that is... Well, there's nothing in this tent. Yeah. The 3 Dobermans are not in the bestiary, but they do have a rage. So once again, if you're going for a perfect rage menu, you do have to trigger that battle. Otherwise, it's really not worth going for. Then we have the legendary General Leo. And we got more cutscenes. This time with the equally legendary, but more infamous Kefka. Like, Kefka is, like, super dangerous. Like, people consider Kefka to be super dangerous, right? But throughout most of the game, he just spends, like, every scene getting his face punched in by you. Like, he's kind of a punching bag, kind of a joke villain, who really just... It's really just, like, a couple of scenes where, like, you see how evil he is, but he's not, like, ever really presented as like a major threat, right? He's a threat because he has the army on his side. So in these fights right here, all you have to do is just hit Kefka once, and he runs away. And then when you talk to him again, you'll trigger another battle when he stops. But before we do that, we want to do the ribbon on. Fight this monster in a box, which I'm hoping that I will kill before it summons reinforcements. So this monster will counter blitz attacks with Mega Berserk, which is annoying. So you put the ribbon on, it prevents it, and then you can just go to 10. Yeah, an alarm sounds. Okay. Good boy, Interceptor. Interceptor is one of the good Final Fantasy doggos. Now that Final Fantasy 16 is out, we have Tortle, we have Interceptor, and we have Angelo. So you actually cannot go through that little path there. If you jump down, it takes you to the entrance there, and if you step out of the tent, it makes you go back up. So you can't, like, skip past this little section here. So I do want to put the earring back on. I'm going to go ahead and use a potion on both of my mins. And we're going to chase Kefka now. I'm going to go ahead and use a potion on both of my mins. And we're going to chase Kefka now. And And all we have to do is attack him. And here we have to fight, is this the fight with the Templar? I think it is. Yes. So, Templar is actually another really important, in my opinion, rage you can get. I had to think about the term there. Templar is a pretty good rage because it casts the Phyra spell, and it will do pretty good damage, and it has innate protect status. So it's also really easy to get. It's generally, at this stage in the game, I'm fairly certain it's the last rage in the list that you can come across. So like when you get to Templar, you know you're at the end of the list. So and here we have the poison scene where all of Doma's people just die. Except for those 2 people. Actually, you never find out what happens to the other survivor of this place. Maybe he succumbs as well, but he just never shows up again. So the guy that's next to Cyan. Should have equipped your star pendants. They're not that expensive. Just go to the relic shop. But anyway, you can't actually get to any of the... You can only get to one single treasure in here. Okay, so first of all, it's heinous to use poison like this, but it stretches the, my suspension of disbelief to expect that everybody in the castle except for Cyan was poisoned, right? First of all, that's not really how poison works. Like, they would notice something wrong. Anyway, if you step on this, if you talk to this guy, so he's still alive. And if you try to go in here, he freaks out. And the only treasure you can get is this one right here. So we're going to grab that. Remedies are useful, and they sell very well. So that's pretty good. Every time I hear the name Owain, my brain goes, is there another character in another Final Fantasy game named Owain? Is that one of the names that they reuse a lot? And excluding Final Fantasy XIV, because everything in Final Fantasy XIV has been reused. Like, they've reused absolutely everything from every Final Fantasy in Final Fantasy XIV. That is... You know, that's a thing. Alright, we have all the chests in here. And if you talk to Cyan, you can give aid. You do not have control of Cyan. He is essentially... he's essentially berserked for these, like, 3 battles here. Fun fact, if he dies, he's unconscious. So, like, he's technically in your party at this point. He's getting he gets experience. You just can't control him. eat shurikens. Hey, cool. I got the officer. That's pretty good. Not too bad. I probably should check and see how many shurikens I've used. You can buy shurikens later when you get on the ghost train. In the first car that you go onto, when you leave and come back, it's full of ghosts, and most of the ghosts will actually attack you. I think there's one or two in there that will ask to join your party, and then the rest of them but one will attack you, and then that one is a merchant. And there's not really any way to like tell which one is which, so I never really use that merchant. But there is a merchant in there, and that merchant does sell that merchant does in fact sell. Let's see, we want the Gigas Glove on you. That merchant does sell shurikens. Get my thought out before. I'm sorry, I was reading my notes. It's like, what relics do I want to put on Cyan here? So there's just a few battles here. Just use Thunder Beam. Or Dog. Use Dog. Dog works too. Basically, Thunder Beam will one-shot the Imperial soldiers and the Magitech armors. I was going to say, maybe not if Cyan uses it, but yeah, no, they just... Let's see... That's good enough. I think you can also go back up to Gao's father's hut to get more potions and things if you need it. But we should be good here. Let's go to the woods. Yep, and now that we have left, we can no longer go into that cave. Excuse me, can no longer go into the camp. Cave. What is wrong with me? So everything in there is missable once you leave. Actually, everything in there is missable once you talk to that one soldier to instigate the fight with the last time you talked to Kefka, that instigates that fight with the Templars. So at this stage in the game, Cyan's not bad. He's probably the worst character in the party overall, I would say. Just normal. Although in the Pixel Remaster, he is a lot better because of the way they changed his Bushido. So he's like usable if you like him. So the way Bushido works in this game versus the previous games is, in the older version, so the GBA, PS1, and Super Nintendo versions, you select his Bushido command, and it has a little bar that fills up. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., all the way up to, like, you know, his max level sword technique. and it just sits there and it slowly fills up. And then when it goes to, when the 2 lights up and you hit the button, he'll use a 2nd level ability. And what they've done in the Pixel Remaster version is they've changed it to where you select it from a list and it just charges off screen. The downside of the way they do it in the previous version is you have to sit there on that window. So it holds up everybody else's turn, and in the Pixel Remaster, it no longer holds up the turn. I think it might also work that way in the defunct iOS version as well, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh good, a bomb. That's one of the things on my list. Alright, so if you step in here, you can save your game and do the tent. This room right here, that room, the only thing that you can meet in there are bombs. So it's a pretty good place to get that rage, like, later on. I probably should be fighting the monsters. It's probably, I'll probably take less damage if I fight them, to be honest. Alright, so we're just going forward here. Nothing in here. Yeah, we'll fight this guy. Luckily, Aura Cannon is holy elements, and it will do tons of damage to everything on this train car. It'll probably one-shot every single regular enemy. I mean, I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. Please and thank you. Okay, that's stop. Yeah, I should be throwing shurikens here for sure. Okay. I got this fight, though. Hey, free potion. That's good, because I'm going to need to use that potion. No escape. I don't think it's ever been confirmed whether the Ghost Train and Doom Train are the same entity, but I like to believe that they are, in my own, like, mind. Or at least the same entity in the like cosmological scale from world to world. Like there's different versions of Odin, like there's different versions of the Ghost Train, and Doom Train in Final Fantasy VIII is just one of those different versions. And they're still chasing us. I do feel bad about these ghosts here, because this is the train to the afterlife, and we are disengaging the cars. So, screw them, I guess. Alright, before... I do want to keep my HP up here. Probably around 100 is fine. We're just going to avoid talking to all of these ghosts. No good will come of it. I probably could have made it to the Probably could have made it to that healing spot. Actually, 15. Okay. So this room in particular has the Oversouls in it. Wonder if I can actually. Yeah, I should. As long as he doesn't Stone Shadow, we should be fine. So, Oversoul is the strongest fire rage and the strongest fire elemental attack you can get in this in the World of Balance. I would classify it as incredibly optional, but I wanted to go ahead and grab it just in case. I'm not a big fan of using basically any rage that makes Gal undead. So it is useful in the sense that it is, again, the most powerful fire attack available in the World of Balance for Gal. And it is always single target. So the bomb is another fire elemental. Let's see, we want to take the black belt off with the Harmony Sentinels on. Bomb is another fire elemental rage. But the thing that makes it, and it casts Blaze there, and we're anyway, it casts Blaze, and Blaze will randomly single target or randomly multi-target. Whereas the Oversouls use a move called Will-O-Wisp that is always single target. So there are times when it's better to, potentially use that because it's always single target. And you have to this is boss me. This is a joke fight, so yeah. It just attacks you a bunch of times for like almost no damage. Siegfried is actually in the bestiary, but not this version of him. Funny enough, you have to defeat him in the Dragon... Is it Dragon Head? Dragon Fang Coliseum. The Coliseum in the World of Ruin. You have to beat him there to get him into the bestiary. Otherwise, he doesn't show up. So this item right here, and that tent that we picked up way back in the thing, they're invisible in the previous versions of the game. They added that little glowy Chrono Trigger glow thing for this version. Okay, so there's nothing in this room. There is some chests in this room. Monster in a box. Monster in a box. Just eat some shurikens. Way to go. Good doggy. I might need to, yeah, I'm gonna have to reset here. Or not. If this doesn't kill him, then I'm probably gonna end up having to reset. Okay. Get a free Hyper Wrist there. Phoenix down, Sniper Eye, Phoenix down. Okay, let's use potions. How many Sure can survive level 5. Okay. Probably run from all the remaining battles. So a tent is 600 gold. And so using one tent is less expensive than 2 Phoenix Downs. We're gonna go ahead and do that. I probably could beat. Using it is probably not. I want to save over file number 4 for this. Using a tent is probably not required. I probably could actually just beat the boss with just Shadow, to be honest. Because if you throw a Phoenix down on the boss, he dies. Come on, run away. Run away. Please run away. I hate how running works in this game. Oh my gosh. Ugh, okay. We're going to use up 2 potions. And if I recall correctly, it's this one and this one. Unfortunately, I don't have Suplex, or Meteor Strike as it's known in this version, so I can't suplex the train. Otherwise, I would suplex the train. It is, if you are able to suplex the train, you are required by law to do so, but I can't. So instead, we're just going to do this. That was money well spent, I think. You probably can actually, I probably could win that fight straight up, just because the Phantom Train is weak to light element attacks, holy element. So, Aura Bolt will do probably 500 or 600 points of damage. So, I would just need to get 3 good Aura Bolts off, and plus 3 or 4 Aura Bolts off, plus a couple of attacks from the other 2. Like, Doom Train is not a difficult boss. Especially if you set your rows up correctly, which I didn't do because I was just going to throw a Phoenix down. So, yeah, but, you know. Why take the hard way out when you can just take the easy way? Cyan and his dead-ass mom. Excuse me, dead-ass wife. Rydia is the one with the dead-ass mom. That reminds me, I'm going to play, gotta keep an eye on the clock. I'm scheduled to play a co-op seed of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise with some online friends of mine in an hour and a half. So in the older versions of the game, this is a cutscene where you have to kind of wait. We want to first we want to do this, right? Yeah, I want to do that. Put that on, that on. All right. We're going to save. This is going to be a project that's going to be like really easy for you to tell if I have a failed segment, because you'll see it in the next save slot. So this is Barren Falls. It goes to the Veldt, and we say goodbye to Shadow. And you get a free heal here as well. So we are just going to go for it. We had to fight some fish on the way down. The Opinicus fish. So just use Aura, Bolt, and Sky. These fish have almost no hit points. I probably could just use a physical attack, to be honest. Yeah. The Black Belt is actually pretty good in this fight, because if they hit you, then you have a chance of killing them. I'm pretty sure there's a scripting thing with this fight where you can kind of force it to spawn the boss pretty quickly, but I'm not worried about that, so this is fine. The Opinicus fishes do almost no damage. We're in the back row, we're good. Alright, so now I do want to switch to Bushido. So this boss should take 3 Aura Bolts or Aura Cannon, and or 2 of each, as you can see. One of the things you can actually do with that fight is you can buffer. You could just sit on Sabin's turn after the first few groups of fish. You could sit on his turn and just wait for the boss fish to show up, and you just hit him with an Aura Cannon immediately. A youth draped in monster hides, his eyes shining with a warm and gentle light. One of the least plot-relevant characters in the game, but definitely one of the most powerful. Gao, the monster child. If I had a nickel for every blue mage character type character that was in this game, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Alright, this is the... this is a fight from the intro sequence, so you can't run away from it. We're just gonna punch him. We can't recruit Gao at the moment. You have to get a item from the town over here. So we're gonna go grab that first. All right. Let's see. Now there is a side quest you can do here. There's a wounded soldier, and if you complete it, you get I'm not gonna say it because it's like Tinatatabulum or something like that. We need 1 dried meat. Dried meat, by the way, restores 150 hit points versus 250 hit points for a high potion. So it's a pretty good deal at this point. but I'm not going to really buy any. I've got plenty of... I'm going to buy 5 more potions, though. Alright. But anyway, the Wounded Soldier quest, I don't have enough money to do the Wounded Soldier quest, first of all. You go in here, you send a letter. The guy says it's like 500 gil per per letter. It's crazy. But yeah. Then you talk to a merchant, and then that will advance the quest, and then you just you talk to the Wounded Soldier, grab his letter, and send it to the send it via the mail. This guy will actually sell white capes. They're a little bit out of my price range. They're pretty good if you want to buy some here. This is Dwayne and Katerin. And this is the room. So in the World of Ruin, you can actually go behind this, but you can't do it in the World of Balance. So anyway, we're basically done here. We just want to grab this elixir. It's the only item in here. Let's see. Do we want to get anything from the shops here? We could probably sell a couple things if we need some equipment here. Again, you might hear child. There's child going on in the background, and I do apologize if you do. He's stomping around in the halls. Let's see. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Like, buying weapons isn't going to really avail us because of the fact that our attacks are going to be poopy for the entire game. So buying weapons is almost never the play. So here we are on the Veldt. There are several Veldt rages that I want to get. First, we got to get Gal. So let's do that first. Right? Use the dried meat on Gao. 150 points of healing. And he's no longer hungry. So in the sense, the dried meat in this game is the opposite of the Intertron from Chrono Trigger. You're tired afterwards, but you're no longer hungry. So yeah, this little cutscene here, it's happening. I actually don't remember how old Gao is supposed to be. I think he's like 13 or 14 years old. I think he's on the younger side. Realm is the youngest member of the party, with the exception of maybe Mog. I don't know how old Mog is supposed to be. Like, Mog could be like 2 for all I know. Cyan's the oldest. He's like 50, if I recall correctly. In the party we have currently, and then Strago is 70, I want to say. And then Edgar and Sabin are 27. I think Celeste might be like 21. Pretty sure Celeste and Locke are the same age, and then Terra is like 17. right, so now we have Gao in the party. We I have a list of Veldt things to get here. Let's see. If you're going through the game casually and you don't plan on using Gao a lot, or you don't want to spend a lot of time now, the two things you should grab are Templar and Stray Cat. Get those two and you're fine. But if you need to do magic damage, then you just throw out Templar. If you need to do physical damage, want to do physical damage, you use Stray Cat. And Stray Cat will probably be your main damage tool for Gao for the rest of the game. If you want to really get into the weeds right now, there's a whole bunch of like really powerful rages you can get. The guard leader is pretty good. It's wind damage. It'll target everybody. It does not get any reduction in, basically it's not subject to like multi-targeting penalties, so it's pretty good for like groups. It's also wind elemental, which is very hello car. It's a wind elemental, which is very rarely resisted in the World of Balance. That's pretty good. But the three main ones that I want to get are... Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a quick little addendum I'm going to put at the end of the previous segment. I'm recording this a little bit later in the week. Had a bit of trouble that I had to get up and take care of. But you know what I didn't have trouble with, and that is getting the rages I needed. It took about half an hour. Pay no attention to the time over there. It took like right at like 25 minutes, and then like I got done, I used the restroom, and I went and made a sandwich, and I left the game running, which I'm really bad about. But the rages that I picked up are Moo, Darkwind, Alacran, and Bomb. I also picked up Templar just because you literally cannot miss Templar. Templar is a good one to go for, especially in casual play, because it's good, and at this stage in the game, you literally can't miss it. It's the only encounter in its group that you can have fought at this point. And it's also really good to pay attention to Templar, because it's at this stage in the game, it's always the last encounter in the list. So when you get to Templar at this point, it will flip back around to 1, and you can use that to kind of grind up other useful rages. So there's 2 rages that I was on the lookout for that I didn't get. That is Guard Leader, which is in the first group of formations. So at this stage, it would be the one immediately after Templar. So if you're going for that, fight until you see Templar, then quick save, and then keep reloading until you get the battle. I'm not super worried about all that, because as soon as we get done with the Narsh defense, we're going to come back to the Veldt, and we're going to get even better rages than Guard Leader. But in casual play, Guard Leader is pretty good, just because wind is a very rarely resisted element in the World of Balance, and it does not suffer from any kind of split damage, so it's really good for random battles. And the other one that I was on the lookout for was Oversoul. I'm on the fence about Oversoul. It's the most powerful fire move you can get in World of Balance, but it is a little bit of risk reward because it makes Gao undead. So, and I'm not a real big fan of the rages that make Gao undead. That's just, it's a trade-off I don't really like. So anyway, what do the rages that I actually picked up do? So first of all, Templar is auto protect and casts Fira or Fire 2. It doesn't have any elemental weaknesses, I don't think, or strengths. It doesn't absorb anything. Moo and Darkwind both cast instant death spells. Darkwind casts the break spell, and Moo uses a move called Snare. It's good to have them both because break is more accurate than Snare, but it checks petrification resistance and is more resisted than Moo, which just checks wound resistance, which is much less resisted. There are even bosses in the game that are weak to Moo. Alakran is stop. It does stop. It puts the stop status effect on enemies. And Bomb is just a solid fire move. It is about on par, I think, with Fire 2. But the reason Bomb is better than Templar, in my opinion, is it actually absorbs fire. Okay? It gives you auto float too as well, which can be pretty useful, especially in certain points in the game where there's a lot of like earth attacks. But those are the 4 main rages that I got, and in addition to that, I also farmed up 2 more green berets. So the satellite encounter that we had in the Imperial camp shows up on the Veldt, and if you kill it again, you get more green berets. So I just found that twice, and yeah, got 2 more green berets. In fact, I only went through the Veldt list twice. Not even twice. I went through once entirely, and then I stopped on the green beret on the satellite fight. So that's where I'm at in the list. So when I come back, I know exactly where I'm at in the list. And if you're playing the Pixel Remaster version of the game, and you want to have easy Veldt farming, what you do is you find a list of the encounters. There's many of them that you can get. There's one on. There's a really good one on Game FAQs. There's I can't think of the name of that website. There's a really good website that's got like all the information for this game, and I can't think of the name of it, but it's like all the names on it are the Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy 3 Super Nintendo version names, so you got to be aware of that. And then the one that I like to use because it's easy to like find via Google it's called the Gal Bible. It's a guide that was posted to like Steam's like guides section for the iOS version of like that iOS style version of Final Fantasy VI that is now defunct and has been replaced by the Pixel Remaster. But the information is still relevant. It's whatever. So you just go out, you get into a battle, you find out where you're at on the list, and then you quick save until you find out where you're at on the list, then you battle until you get to right before the fight that you want. So let's say you start on battle 1 and you want something on battle 5. So you fight 4 battles. So and then that way your next battle will be 5, then you drop a quick save and you get into that battle. If it's not the encounter you want, you load your quick save and continue on. And you just do that until you get all of the rages that you want. Yeah, it's pretty simple in this version. If you're playing the Super Nintendo or the GBA versions on an emulator, you can do save states. Obviously, you can't use the quick save in the in the GBA version because when you quick save on the Veldt and when you reload it, it shoots you for a random number of battles in the list, meaning you can't like abuse that. And they didn't bother to do all that for this version, thank God, because like powering up Gao by getting his rages it's irritating enough. So especially if you're looking at like 1 or 2 specific rages. But anyway, that is what I did. You might notice, by the way, that Gao had some missing HP there. That is because, you know, I loaded that up. You might not think that 17 hit points is a lot, but you'd be wrong, because there are a great number of times during there was a great many number of times that during my test play that I survived attacks with 1 hit point or 2 hit points, you know. So having those extra few hit points is clutch. So, and I'm hoping that my strategies going forward are refined enough to where you won't necessarily see me rely on that too much, because there is a element of luck, but sometimes that's all there is to the strategy, is you just got to get lucky. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the series so far, and I'll see you guys next time, where we go to the cave down south, and we meet back up with everybody else after going through the Serpent Trench. Bye-bye.